Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Moby.
So you had an idea.
I had one idea.
And I'm intrigued by this idea and trying to figure out in my tiny old person brain how best to execute your idea.
Yes. So just a little highly necessary background is I was saying to Moby, should I say something about the sizzle thing that the song I wrote for that?
Sure.
And how you helped me? So we were working on a television idea, which any, studio executives out there that want to buy a really cool unscripted show, you just hit me up. But in the sizzle, we had to write a song. And Moby was like, why don't you write a song? And I was like, I never wrote a song before. And he was like, you'll figure it out. And so then I had to figure out how to write a song. And it took a lot of work and a lot of me being like, am I doing it right? And Moby really helped me to figure out what to do. And in the process, I got to kind of see his approach to songwriting. Because I've known Moby for a long time. I'm obviously very familiar with your work as a musician, but hearing you talk about the theory of how a song is created gave me a really beautiful insight into the way that you approach songwriting and song creation. And I thought, for the sake of the podcast, and because I feel like it was a really cool thing I got to witness as your friend, that I thought it would be really fun for us to try to write a song right now, fresh as a daisy, something we never thought of before. But here's my idea. We write a song with your guitar, and we just come up with some words, and then you can go away and make it magical and beautiful, and then bring it back and explain to us what you did.
And maybe add more to it then.
And yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
great. So I did something similar once. Bob Boylan, who is the man who started the NPR Tiny Desk concerts.
No big deal.
He had this idea, maybe even like 12 or 13 years ago, of bringing people in, showing them a photograph and having them write a song from scratch around the photograph.
Whoa.
And the only two people that I know who did it were me and the guy from the Magnetic Fields. And I did it with my friend Kelly Scarr, and the song we came up with was really good. I don't know where it is. I mean, I say that hopefully objectively and relatively modestly, but like the song was actually surprisingly good for a song that was written and recorded and mixed and finished in about a day and a half. Mm-hmm. But that was sort of being filmed. We weren't really talking about the process too much. Like we talked about it afterwards. Bob interviewed us, but this is going to be different because we're sort of in real time writing and recording a song. Mm-hmm. And if I sound hesitant, it's because I'm still trying to figure out how this is going to work. But there's also the wonderful thing about recording and podcasts is if it's terrible, we don't have to share it with anyone.
We can keep it all to ourselves.
So there's a possibility no one will ever hear this because there's a possibility that this just will take off like a lead balloon. Do you know the origin of the band Led Zeppelin is when they first started, they got a terrible review and someone said it like took off like a Led Zeppelin. Get it? Like L-E-A, but it was L-E-A-D Zeppelin, like a Zeppelin made out of lead. And apparently Jimmy Page thought this was so funny that he decided that was going to be the name of the band, but they got rid of the A in Led Zeppelin because they thought it looked cooler.
This leads me to my first question. Is that guitar tuned? Ooh.
I mean, it could be better, but...
When you are writing a song, do you start with a music or do you start with a word?
Every song starts differently.
Okay.
Sometimes it starts with lyrics. Sometimes it starts with a sample. Sometimes it starts with guitar, with bass, with drums, with piano, with electric piano, with synthesizers. Like every song starts different. And one thing that I have in common with Martin from Depeche Mode is most of Depeche Mode songs are actually written very traditionally on acoustic guitar, but then when they record them, they get rid of the acoustic guitar to make it all electronic and fancy.
Maybe that's what we should do.
We could do that.
That sounds fun.
I mean, some songs, like if you were to try and do like a country western song and get rid of the acoustic guitar, that would be tricky. So now here's the question.
Yes.
The big question, what type of song do we want to write?
I think this is something you taught me when I was writing that song for the show idea, was to keep it simple.
Keep it simple as a given, I think.
To keep it as simple as possible and just do some sort of emotional simple journey.
Okay, well, we need to do this with a click track.
Okay,
so that
great.
way I can go back, and if there's anything we come up with that we want to use, I can always go back and work it into the final song.
Okay.
We'll write the song. I've picked the BPM of 110 beats per minute.
Okay. Why did you
Which-
pick that one?
It's right in the middle. Like, for example, most dance music is around 124 beats per minute. Hip hop it depends on what type of hip hop, but hip hop traditionally used to be around like 95 beats per minute. This, though, for people who don't know BPMs, so 110 beats per minute is 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that could be, so it's a rock song, can also be. So it's a disco song, or So the BPM doesn't determine the genre necessarily. Those were all 110 beats per minute. So we had disco, we had country, we had rock, blues. It can be anything.
Great. Okay.
Even
That's
just like
amazing.
a good straightforward, like. Nice, simple, pretty indie rock style chord progression.
I liked that a lot.
Okay, so earlier we were talking about what type of song to make. Mm-hmm. And the question, it's almost like doing search criteria for one of those music libraries. So the first question, happy or sad? Or
Happy.
not. Okay, so happy. Okay.
Only because I'm playing against type
Okay, so
as a pretty generally sad person.
so a happy song.
That feels fun to me. That one.
Okay.
Does that feel fun to you? Or is it too hard on your wrist bone?
No, that's easy.
Okay, good.
And too hard, like, because I've been playing guitar. Oh my goodness! Do you want to hear something so unbelievably potentially sad that I probably shouldn't even admit?
Say it.
Do you know how long I've almost been playing guitar for?
How long?
I can't even say it.
Say it.
No, it's a terrible word.
Is it 50 years?
I've almost been playing guitar for 50 years.
That's amazing. It's amazing.
I've never felt so old in my entire life. Yeah, I started playing guitar when I was around 8 or 9, and I'm currently 57. So it's almost been 50 years. Wow.
That's incredible. But also it shows you're really, really good at the guitar.
But you do anything for a long time, you figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you wanted to be an amazing ping pong player, if you played ping pong for 50 years, you'd be the greatest ping ponger in the world.
I guess so. But also you practice, you make music every single day. Like you're not just someone who like casually picks up the guitar every now and again. Like
I try to practice every day.
yeah, it shows. You're very, very good at guitar.
Kind of you to say.
So here's my question. Should we try to figure out what the song is going to be about? Or does it even matter?
Oh, that's a really good question. Yeah, we've talked about tempo. We've talked about general feeling. Should be kind of like mid-tempo and happy. Mm-hmm. So what should the song be about?
Well, I've got some options I'd like to throw out there. The first option is a song about finding a good therapist, because that's
Okay.
hard to do. I've had a hard time with it in my life personally. Sometimes great, sometimes not, but also very subtle. So like people listening to the song won't know it's about trying to find a therapist.
Okay.
But that's what I'm writing about.
Okay.
And you too, probably, because I know you've had issues in this arena as well.
I love therapy, but yeah, I've had a hard time finding a therapist I relate to and respect. Some of the people we've talked to on our podcast are great therapists, but I'm like, they're friends and they're people.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm like, can I really ask them to be my therapist when they're my friend? I'm also thinking there's the specific and the general. Like it could be a song about therapy, but more generally about like trying how hard it is to find sanity, how hard it is to find refuge and understanding.
Well, that when you say it, it makes it sound fun. So that's an option. And then I thought, remember how I told you the story about how I went to the barbecue and somebody put my Impossible Burger on a plate with a meat burger and how it upset me so much.
Understandable.
I thought we
because
could,
I like it's depressing, and also then you couldn't eat.
and then I didn't eat. Well, we did have tofu pups. Actually, field roast makes a good vegan hot dog. We did have that I got to put on a clean grill, but I didn't get to have the Impossible Burger that I was so excited about. So I thought maybe we could write a song about that, but it could be more poetic, like I needed my space and you intruded on my beliefs.
While you were talking, I was playing this little riff that I kind of like.
Okay, let's hear it. I love it so much. I love it so much.
Okay.
It feels very like cinematic. I'm wandering through woods. I come across a little rabbit, and then I talk to the rabbit, and it becomes a beautiful woman in a gown who builds me a glass house to live in. But the only thing is I can never leave. But the house is so beautiful. It's very hard. But then she shows me around and I tell her I don't want to stay. And she curses me and I become a rabbit.
Wow. Well, okay. I don't even think we need to write a song. That's just like, yeah, like I think lightning has struck in a good way. Like that was our magic. It's all downhill from there. So, okay, so we like that little riff.
I love it. I love
So
it.
just as a little intro, and I feel bad doing anything that would in any way take away from your rabbit fairy tale.
No, it's okay. That was just,
Okay, so here's the first part that we just came up with. So that's just the intro.
I love it.
And I'll add maybe, because you can add other things on top of it. I can't really play that and other things right now, but I'll do that later.
Okay.
Okay, and then we can get to our first verse. Maybe we stay in that chord, little A chord.
I like it. I like it.
That's our first chord.
Okay.
Do you want to think of other chords now, or do you want to start doing lyrics?
Let's start doing lyrics, and I feel like we'll be led to it. It'll just happen naturally.
You got a first line?
What about something like, they say help is on the way.
Great. So it's me like, they say help is... Well, actually, you kind of want a chord change in the middle, right? So we start here. Mm-hmm. They say help is on the way. That's one option. Mm-hmm. I'm just throwing stuff out.
I like it. No, it's good.
They say help is on the way.
But help is come and gone. Because I like that. That felt really good and emotional.
Which one? That
last one.
Help is on the way. Mm-hmm. What next?
But help has come and gone.
Okay. So the traditional thing would be to go, they say help is on the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
Help has come and gone.
Ooh.
That's a very standard, not a standard chord progression, but a lot of people have used that.
Okay.
So we can do that. The choices are endless.
Okay.
So we have, they say help is on the way. And then do we want to go, we could also just go back to, they say help is on the way. We'll go back to first. Help has come and gone. So that's very repetitive. Do you want to do that?
Sure.
Or help has come and gone. Or is that too dark?
It feels dark.
Okay. Help has come and gone.
Ooh, there it is. Clicked
Okay.
right in.
Okay, so now we have A major to D flat minor if you're playing along at home, and then back to A major, and then going up to the E major. And that's our verse.
Okay.
So a little recap here. A major, D flat minor, A major, E major, A major, D flat minor, up to D major, and back to A.
Okay.
And that leads us in, then we could either go right into a chorus, or we could create what is called a B section or a pre-chorus that most big songs have. I'm playing fast just till we get to the...
To the thing. Do you want to hear my idea for words for a pre-chorus, though?
Yeah.
Why are you so hard to find? I'm so far behind. I know it rhymes and that's kind of cheesy, but it does make sense.
There's one thing, so because I work with so many different singers
Oh, yeah.
and lyricists and people, and there's one thing
Everyone
that I
does.
always try to encourage people to do is to use imagery. Because for
Ooh,
some
okay.
reason people, and we're doing it right now, like we're being very direct, which can be great. When you can balance the two of imagery and direct expression, that can be really special. But using imagery, think of the song Imagine. That's actually very direct. Like it's almost like it's a beautiful laundry list of wonderful things. But it's very direct and very effective. And then think of Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen, completely filled with imagery. You know, starts off with biblical stories. It's just so much imagery.
Okay, no, I like that. I like that
And
a
so
lot.
it's a lot of, it's rare these days to find songs that rely on poetic imagery. But when it does, when you let the language be creative, it can be really special.
I like that. Okay, good.
Sometimes direct, sometimes creative and filled with poetic imagery. So the chorus, we've got, and here's what like my shortcomings as a singer, because we want the chorus to be big. And so our chorus is going to start on E major.
Okay.
And the obvious thing to do there is to sing the major third, which is this. So. And then we stay.
Oh, wow.
And then we stay on that note because that's the fifth of the D that we're going to go to. It goes. And it stay on that note because we're going down to the A.
Okay, cut it and print it. I like it.
But
That's beautiful, but it feels complicated.
it's not complex. I mean, it's super easy. I've actually only sung 3 notes.
Oh, okay.
Well, 4, because we've got the major third on the E, go up to the minor third on the G flat, but then down to the G flat, and we go back to the A, just up a whole step to the B. Whole song. That's the chorus.
Amazing. Beautiful.
Very simple, but like then again, we're simple people working.
So simple.
Okay, so yeah. Wah, wah. Wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. And it's basically the whole song.
It's beautiful. I love this
So
song.
we've got a verse, we have a chorus, and we've got a verse, we've got a little bitty pre-chorus, and we have the beginnings of a chorus. So I have an idea in the interest of time expediency, because ideally we also kind of want to like play a close to finished result. Like this is the writing.
This
and
is just the writing portion.
And just to be clear for anyone who's still listening, it's not like we had this worked out beforehand. Like we're just making it up on the spot.
This
like,
is just how the vegan sausage is made.
Yeah. So my thought would be, you work on some lyrics.
I'm going to work on lyrics because I know exactly what we're missing. Okay. And I'll send you ideas and then we can finish the song and then we'll play it for everyone.
Yeah. And let, as the nascent lyricist here, let yourself try to explore imagery.
Yeah. Let my poetic freak flag fly.
Because that's really, it's a creative challenge. A lot of people are very uncomfortable with imagery because it involves creative vulnerability. Or it can. Okay, so I'm going to go hit pause on the Pro Tools that we're recording on and then take what we've done away and try and build a little more of a song around it.
Great, I'm excited about it.
So, welcome back to Lindsay and Moby Make a Song from Scratch. So here's a little recap for what has happened since we last spoke. I've gone away and I've sort of fleshed out the song a little bit, adding drums, adding bass, and we'll listen to that in a minute. And Lindsay has gone away to write lyrics. And I have seen some of the lyrics, and some of them are very earnest and lovely, and some of them are the best ridiculous lyrics I think I've ever read in my entire life. So, of course, we're going to most likely use the earnest lyrics, but
we'll tell you all about the other lyrics.
Yeah. So how do you want to do this? Because you've got a lot of lyrics.
I do have a lot of lyrics here. So I don't really know what the best way to do this is, because I also am having a hard time understanding what the melody is based on the music. So maybe I just say the lyrics, or maybe you should say the lyrics since you know how the melody works.
Okay.
Things I know about. Melodies.
Well, so the melody, what I'm planning on doing is when we agree on lyrics, I'm going to take the lyrics back tonight and do rough vocals with the melody we came up with.
Oh, yeah. I guess I just don't know how they'll work if there's enough words or too many words for how much space there is.
Yeah, and part of it, I'll try it out tonight. Like,
okay.
We could do it now, but it would be difficult and awkward. Not that difficult,
maybe
but
a little tedious.
It would definitely be. It's one of those things that it's the least interesting part of writing a song, and so maybe I just do that in private.
Yeah, that sounds like a private activity.
Like there are certain things that are just best done in private, like figuring out how to conform lyrics to a song and
eat spaghetti.
Crying, having emotions. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just look through your lyrics, and there are a lot here.
Well, yeah, I broke it up I wrote a bunch of verse ideas and a bunch of pre-chorus ideas and then a bunch of chorus ideas.
Okay, so I would also think you should share this with your therapist because some of these, I look at this verse, I feel like it's out of Psychology Today or the DSM-5. So here's one of your lyric stanzas.
Oh, God.
Is this the exposure, parental mistake, stress or disorder, unconscious patterns, but I know it's all wrong, maladaptive, but it's honest? Also, I would say that I think that's the very first time the word maladaptive has been used in a song. So
maybe we have to.
There are a trillion songs out there. You're the first person in human history to use the word maladaptive in a song. I really so in the pre-chorus, and I'm jumping around a little bit, you have this one line that I really like, which is, but I'm bleeding on people who didn't cut me. That's a good one.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, that's drowning sea of helping hands, no ship, no oar, no sail, further now from land, 4 horsemen sinking sands.
I was trying to do a little Stevie Nicks, but I did it maybe not that good.
No, your lyrics are great. And also, sorry for interrupting myself, but lyrics are the sort of thing, oftentimes the way that we judge them, to state the obvious, is within a song, within the context of a song.
Yeah, it's rare that you judge a lyric just by saying it out loud as if it's poetry. It kind of has a whole different vibe when you put it in the thing. Also, let me just say this. A lot of these choruses, I think, are interchangeable as verses.
Well, what I'm going to try...
And vice versa.
Yeah, solid. What I'm going to try this evening, I'm just going to turn on a microphone and start playing around and try out a bunch of things. And then for part 3, we are going to listen to my rough vocal ideas and we can decide which ones we like. Okay, so that's the earnest part. I mean, some of these are pretty dark, like stretched paper thin, a life that burned me down. I'll pay you for a way out so I won't let me drown.
Well, yeah, it's about needing therapy.
Yeah, they're really good. You're good at this.
Really?
So yeah, of course. But then what you're truly gifted at are the ridiculous lyrics that I know you don't think we're going to use because we probably won't, but I need to read them. Okay.
I changed one of the words.
Which one?
The middle one. But I'll let you read them all.
Okay. At the sight of me, Trevor sheds a tear, but awe turns to terror as I reveal my circus gear. Welcome to Clowntown, Trevor.
It's a story.
I don't know who Trevor is, but great. And then the middle one is, once I found a rock, I loved it like my own. Then I found out it was petrified feces and loved it even more.
That's emotion.
I also really like that you didn't bother to like create a rhyme scheme, like that none of the lines rhyme.
Some
That's
feelings
great.
are too strong.
Yeah. And then here's honestly one of the greatest lyrics ever written, as written by Lindsay Hicks. If I were a rat, I would put corn on my teeth, smile at you with my corn teeth, tell you I'm your new rat neck daddy. Yeah. You really should be proud of what you've accomplished here.
Thank you so much.
Oof. Yeah. I also love that you rhyme teeth with teeth. Like, I'd put corn on my teeth, smile at you with my corn teeth. It reminds me a little bit of one of my favorite rhyme schemes from that, is it the Neptunes or Pharrell, that like, it's getting hot in here?
Nelly,
yeah, it's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. Oh, it's getting so hot in here, I'm going to take my clothes off. Doesn't rhyme, and it's the same basic thing repeated twice. It's like fantastic. It's like, okay. It's kind of like saying, you're feeling hungry, so have a sandwich. And then the response is, I'm feeling hungry, I'm going to have a sandwich.
well, it's a call and response. Nelly's saying to the gal, it's getting hot in here. You better take off all your clothes. And the girl's like, you know what? I'm convinced. I'm getting so hot. I should probably take something off because it's getting to be dangerous. I may overheat.
Yeah, so it's either the edge of misogynistic sort of weird coercion culture or concern for overheating in a dangerous hot environment. Let's just work under the assumption it's the latter because that's a much more pleasant assumption.
Yeah, I think Nelly cares about people.
Okay, so those are the lyrics. And like I said, I am going to take these lyrics and I'm going to try them out and hopefully come up with something that we like.
Okay, great. I'm very excited. I can't wait to see what you put together.
Again, I'm not a great singer, but I'll try and come up with something that feels okay.
Am I going to sing the song?
We could both sing it. I assume
Let's both sing it.
So I'll come up with something. I mean, who knows? This might be a 12-hour long podcast, but like I'm going to come up with some vocal ideas, play them for you, and then we can come up with like my final vocal and you can duet with that, and then we can figure out who does which. Like once you have your vocal with my vocal, we'll then figure out, is it a duet? Do we add some harmonies? This is songwriting.
Yeah. It's all new to me, novel even.
So now from that original guitar idea, do you want to hear the orchestration that I've sort of put together?
100%, yeah.
Okay, so we'll start with just the new guitar based on what we played the other day. So you remember this, right?
Vividly.
Okay, so that was the original guitar part. And then I added a second guitar part. I'll pan them a little bit.
Ooh.
Doesn't it sound pretty?
So pretty.
So I did that. And then I added a little ride cymbal. You ready for that?
Yes. Oh, that's called a ride cymbal. It's a nice cymbal. Gentle even. And
then a little piano. So you see the song starting to be orchestrated.
Ooh. Okay, the journey has begun.
And then a little drums. You want some drums?
Yeah. Ooh.
Simple, just simple. Like I
Okay.
said, I didn't knock myself out. A little bass.
It's a not so slow dance.
And then some orchestration.
Hearing this right now, I'm like, ooh, some hoes are about to sing about their mental illness.
And then a little more. Okay, and then soon we're coming up to the nice little middle 8 section.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the middle 8 section. You ready for the chorus?
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah.
Okay, here it all gets super big in a second. Ready? Here you go.
Ooh.
Do you want to hear any of the individual elements or not? Am I just being self-involved? Probably.
Well, I love the way it sounds together, but I feel like we listen to some of them separately, but also sometimes I don't know what's happening.
Well, here's our friend, the guitar, second guitar. Now look at all these things. What do you want to hear now? Just name something.
Triangle.
Well, name something that's actually here.
Oh, on that list.
Okay.
String. Ooh. Okay, mellotron.
And what we can do for a little stereo is we put the mellotron.
Ooh, I love the
Put the
mellotron.
mellotron over here, and we'll put the string over here. So we get some nice stereo.
Ooh.
How about a little synthesizer?
Sounds good. Ooh.
And then maybe you put the synthesizer over there. And how about the orchestra? What do you
I
want?
love the orchestra.
Those are all the good things.
Can we? Is that snare in here?
Yeah. You know what we could also do? I don't know if we can do this while it's recording or not. Is I can try and... Nope, I didn't think so. I was going to change the sound of the snare, but unfortunately Pro Tools can't do that while it's recording. So here's... Okay, I'll stop it for 1 second. So here's the snare drum. I added some effects, but they're not in yet.
Okay, let's snare it
Are you
up.
bored? Is everyone bored? Okay.
No, I think they're ensnared.
Okay. So, nice, fun sounding snare. Isn't that an interesting sound?
That is an angry robot.
And we can add a little reverb. And then
I really like how they make the knobs on Pro Tools look like real knobs.
Oh, they recreate. I mean, basically, it's all just code, but they make everything look like original boxes. Like this one is called a Devil Lock. Mm-hmm. And it's a recreation of a high school public address system from the 70s.
That's so cool.
And what it does is it like it squashes everything. It makes it sort of sound like you're in a gymnasium. At least that's what it's supposed to sound like. So should we bring back all our friendly little instruments?
Is the snare going to stay like this?
Yeah, I can. And then here it is with the other drums. It's obviously quite loud. But it sounds so good that maybe it should be loud. A little bass.
The bass gives it more character weirdly. I mean,
Yeah.
it gives the snare a whole different life.
Bring our friendly little guitars back in. Now the mellotron that you like. Piano. And then all the pretty orchestral stuff.
Yeah. Ooh. Wow, that is a song and a half right there. You know what's crazy to me is that there's clearly a melody in there, but I still have a hard time figuring out how the words will sound. You know what I mean? My brain can't do the math?
I think that's normal.
Oh, okay, good. I didn't know if it was like...
Yeah, I won't know how the melody's going to fit until I'm actually playing around with it. Like, I can't hear it in my head right now.
Oh, good. Okay, I thought that I was just like
Nope.
very musically illiterate.
Where's Bagel?
She's on the chair.
Okay, so that's the song as it currently stands with my orchestration.
It's so good. I mean, I kind of like it like this. Let's just leave it.
And so I'm going to take this and the other parts, and this evening before watching 30 Rock for the 10th time, after having my dinner...
which is going to happen very soon. It's nearly 5 o'clock.
It's almost 5 o'clock. It's almost dinner time. Wow. I feel like I might as well be in Ibiza. Okay, so I'm going to take this, which is going to end in just 1 second. Ready, stop.
Ooh, that's an ending if I've ever heard one.
Do you want to hear something fun?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's take some snare drums, and we're going to give them so much reverb that they're going to last forever.
Reverb forever?
Well, maybe not forever, but it's going to... Here you go. Ready?
Yeah. Whoa. It's like somebody snapped a rubber band in the biggest canyon of all time.
So, still going.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of reverb. Do you want to hear one other fun effect that we might not use in the podcast, but I think is really interesting?
100% I do.
Okay, we're going to take that and we're going to flip it. So in the ye olden days of tape recording studios, to play something in reverse, you had to record something on tape and then take the tape off the tape machine and turn it upside down and play it backwards. Like that's how like Jimi Hendrix and everybody made that cool reverse effect. And now you just give it this little, hear what's happening? It's what we just heard in reverse.
Unsnapping the rubber band in the Great Canyon.
And what's going to happen in a second is it's going to stop.
I mean, yeah, that's a real sound effect you made right there. You could sell that to a movie, man.
Okay, so I've taken one of the guitar parts and now we're going to listen to it in reverse as they did in the 60s. Here you go. Do you feel like you're at Woodstock 1969?
I love this so much. This is amazing. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh my gosh. I feel like my eyes are EMDRing themselves.
Yeah, I should. That is like an interesting EMDR. Are you having emotions?
Always. Okay. That was cool. I love that. I love that sound.
Just for fun, should we take some of the other ones and play them backwards, see what happens?
Sure.
Okay, so now here's the entire song chorus played backwards. It might just sound like a gigantic pile of mess, but let's see. Shall we? Here you go.
I cannot imagine what this is going to sound like.
Okay.
This is so cool.
Is it just me, or it's actually more fun to listen to than the original version?
Do I like this more? Should we reverse the whole thing? This is so cool. What is that? That drum that's like...
Oh, that's the snare. If I mute it.
I love that. I love that so much. Because, you know, it kind of sounds like a sharp inhale, which feels like very emotional. I mean, it gives the feeling of a sharp inhale.
So what I'm going to do is only take the sort of pretty melodic elements, the orchestra and the strings and everything, and see what those sound like backwards. But maybe we miss our friend Little Mr. Snare Drum.
Yeah, I missed that little snare. I love that. Or, the thing that's the most different is the snare drum. What if we just reversed only the snare drum in the original thing? Do you think that would be interesting?
I think that's an interesting idea. Let's try that. But everything else forward. You know what's...
I don't know. Something else in there was really helping it along. Maybe it was the guitar backwards?
I mean, I hate to say it. I think it was kind of everything.
Maybe it was just everything together.
Yeah, so... Okay, so now let's bring back everything reversed, and then we're stuck with the dilemma of we have this super cool thing in reverse. Is that what the song should be?
Man, it just sounds so cool.
I gotta say, I really like that reverse bass.
Yeah. Ooh. It also, something about it sounds... like there's like a whiplashy feeling. Like it just feels like there's something very like ethereal and windswept and airy about it.
Yeah.
That feels kind of like magical in a way, like some sort of magician vibes, but in a cool way. The fluttering kind of thing. This is a rock song for birds.
Okay, so now we have, and who knows how much of this we're going to use, but maybe it's interesting. But now we have this dilemma, like the reverse sounds so cool, how to rewrite the song if we want to rewrite it so the entire thing is in reverse. Or do we just say, wow, the reverse is super cool, but do we write the song conventionally? I'm going to take this away, play with it, and see what I come back with. And you can tell me what you think.
Okay, great.
Okay, so just a little quick recap. I worked on the music a little bit, and I took your lyrics and I tried to sing them on top of the song. I modified some of the lyrics. I added a few things of my own. And so now one of the reasons I'm rambling on is because I want to play you what I've done, but I'm also scared that I'll play it for you and you'll think it's ridiculous.
I don't think that could happen.
Yeah.
Remember when I sang you my Rat Daddy song? Rat Neck Daddy song? I think we have to be okay with vulnerability.
Okay, so should I play you what I've done?
Yeah, please.
And I took some of the backwards ideas. I didn't make the entire thing backwards. I just took some of the nice backward stuff like the snare drum and some guitars and pianos and made them backwards. So they're backward. Now there are backwards elements in the song. Okay, so I will play the song and we'll see what we think.
Great.
So do you hear?
Ooh.
So like the piano. Whoops! I just made everything loud. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, like the piano was backwards, and now it's. Isn't that pretty backwards piano?
It's amazing.
And then I took the regular snare, which was this, and added that backwards snare that you liked.
Oh, I hear that harmony.
Okay, so the harmony, just to be clear, is sort of an indication of what it could be. So it's not, I'm not saying this is a final thing. Okay. Like now I'm embarrassed of my harmony because
Stop it, I love them.
Well, because my pitch.
It's just a scratch vocal.
Yeah. And also because I wanted to leave, I thought maybe you could sing the harmonies.
Yeah.
I can't keep up the fight.
Okay, so that's where that's the verse. Now here's a little pre-chorus.
Ooh, the backwards.
And now the chorus.
Stretch paper thin, a life burned down.
Also, you want to hear this fun little thing I did?
Yeah.
I took one of the melodic elements and have given it this processing so it's kind of rhythmic. Do you hear that? That's without.
Wow, I like it.
Just gives it
anything not to drown.
Yeah, I like that little interlude.
And now we're back to our little intro with some of the reversed elements. This little psychedelic thing going on. Sort of sounds like the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now back to verse 2.
Say help is on the way. Darkness needs some light.
And I added a new little melodic part. It's this.
Okay.
I love that.
I don't want to do this work.
I think it's very pretty.
It's so pretty. Very emotional.
And our little backward snare.
Ooh, a little reverb.
Way into my way out.
Okay. So, and then we go back to our chorus again.
Strong. Stretch paper thin, a life burned down. You're listening intently, but you're not saying anything that makes me scared that you hate.
No, I'm loving it. I'm not wanting to talk over it is what's happening because it's so fun to listen to.
Okay.
No ship or sail, a dying sound.
Ooh. Dun, dun, dun. I love that.
Not to drown. Stretch paper thin, a life burned down. Dimming light in this tired town. No ship or sail, a dying sound. I'd give you anything not to drown.
Ooh.
And now, so I just got the chorus repeating. Oops. I brought the level down a little bit so we can talk. Okay, so what do you think?
I love it. I love it. There's a couple of words I might want to change. that I wrote that I ended up I don't know if they were my words. But overall, I would just like literally 2 words I would want to change. And otherwise, I think it's amazing.
Okay.
I think the harmonies really work. I think it's very emotional. I love it. I think the music sounds amazing in those backwards. Oh, God, it's so good. Okay, so now what do we do?
That's a good question. So we are under a little bit of a time crunch.
Okay.
What I mean by that is we have to take this, what we've been working on, and go back and listen to it and figure out if it's worth sharing with people. So my thought would be, I'll give you this mixed version and you can listen to it tonight and then see what changes you might want to make to the lyrics.
Okay.
And then we figure out what you're going to sing.
Okay, great. I'm happy to just do little harmonies.
Okay.
That sounds kind of fun.
And then tomorrow, I'll come back in and you can sing your parts. And then hopefully at that point, we'll have enough of a finished piece of music that we can start getting this ready to share with people who are willing to listen to it.
I think we should share it.
Jonathan, who lives in Texas, will edit this and will also, something I'm embarrassed about, but it's the truth, is he might take some of our finished vocals and tune them a little bit. But then again, maybe we just leave it as is because, my voice I sometimes have some pitch issues with my voice, but that's honest. That's just natural singing.
I have pitch issues too.
Okay.
So we'll see you. You'll hear us on the other side after we've recorded the song.
Your vocals.
My vocals.
And so basically, from our perspective, about 24 hours will pass. From anyone listening, about 3 seconds will pass. So you came in here yesterday and recorded your vocals, which we decided not to include that part in the podcast.
Yeah, we didn't make it a pod moment. I just laid down my tracks. And I got to say, I thought I was going to come in here and be Mariah Carey, and it was really, really hard and humbling. But you really got me through that moment. So thanks, Mo.
Oh, well, you have a very good voice. It's definitely, I can tell that you studied musical theater.
Yeah.
Because you have it's really good. It's just
a little theatrical.
Well, there's an
enunciation.
A sort of, yes, there's a cleanliness and an enunciation to your voice that reminds me of musical theater.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't want to lose the narrative structure.
Exactly. So you recorded your vocals, and then last night and this morning, I took your vocals and my vocals and I combined them and edited them, and I've come up with what I think is a final mix.
Okay, and which I have not.
You have not.
I've not heard. Okay.
So what I thought we might want to do, possibly for fun, possibly for self-involvement, or possibly for both, is to play, just as a reminder for us and maybe for anyone listening, where the song sort of started. So we'll play like the demo intro, the demo verse, and then the demo chorus as they were being written, and then we'll play the finished version just to compare and contrast. Is that just ridiculous self-involvement, or does that seem interesting?
It could really go either way, but I'm hopeful that'll be interesting.
Okay, so here is the original intro.
Well, we did have tofu puffs. Actually, field roast makes a good vegan hot dog. We did have that I got to put on.
Just FYI, if you listen in the background, you can hear you talking about vegan hot dogs.
That's generally what I'm in the background talking about. Yeah. Okay, so while I was talking about how field roast makes a delicious vegan hot dog, you were
playing that little intro.
You were discovering the little intro.
Yeah. And so now here is the first, when we sort of came up with the verse.
That's good.
They say help is on the way,
but help is come and gone. Because I like that. That felt really good in a mode.
Which one? That
last one.
help is on the way.
Okay, so that was the first time we played the verse of the song. Now, do you want to hear the first time we played the chorus?
I think we should do that, yes.
Okay, so here's the first time that we played the chorus. So. And then we stay,
Oh, wow.
And then we stay on that note because that's the fifth of the D that we're going to go to. So it goes. And it stay on that note because we're going down to the A.
Okay, cut it and print it. I like it.
Yeah.
I stand by that.
Okay, so that was when we played the intro, when we played the first verse, and when we played the chorus. And that was when those little parts were being written. Mm-hmm. You know, we had nothing. We had no subject matter. We had no chords. We had no melody. We had nothing before we started the process. So those are, for better or worse, the ideas as they were being written.
Their inception.
Yeah. So do you want to hear what I think is the final mix?
Yeah. Should we talk over it or should we just listen?
It's up to you. What do you think?
I think we should just listen.
Okay, let's just listen. So here, we're just going to play the final mix, and here it is.
Darkness needs some light. Is this the exposure? I know that it's all wrong. I can't keep up the fight.
Okay.
Mamma mia.
Okay. So we wrote a song from start to finish. I mean, it could be finished better because it could be mixed better, but that is our episode of writing a song. What do you think?
I feel like I don't really understand what happened here. You really worked a lot of your magic, and I just put a couple of words in there, and then you magicked them all together in a magic way. But it's so amazing that you can do that. It's incredible. Like, your knowledge of this and like the ease and speed with which you do it, unbelievable.
Well, thanks. I mean, I will say I've been doing this for a while, and also I work on music every day, so it's all very second nature.
It shows. It really is. But also, it was really, really fun. Like, to me, I kind of can't really wrap my head around how a week ago we were like, what should we write a song about? And then like it became this, which I think is actually a kind of beautiful song.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I like the lyric approach, I think is really pretty and poignant. Like, I thought we were going to write something really lighthearted and jolly.
Well, I do think we should write a song about the rat one day, but I didn't really know what we were going to write. But what's funny is that like the music isn't necessarily sad. The music almost feels upbeat and interesting and kind of like psychedelic woo-woo bright colors. But then the words are really like
poignant,
sad and searching, you know? As
long as I've been making music, I have had lots and lots of people come to me trying to sort of asking about what you're asking about. They're like, how is it that like your music is not sad, but somehow it is? Like, you can write like even like up-tempo or mid-tempo songs still have this sort of like a quality of, I don't know, like emotional longing or what have you.
Yeah,
So,
it really does. This really has that. Anyway, I think that this has been amazing. I want to do more of these when we can, because that was really fun and interesting. And maybe bring in a real musician to help next time, because I'm not a real musician.
no, but you did great.
Thanks.
And what I would ask for the people who are listening, write in and let us know what type of song we should do next. Because I wouldn't even, is this sort of like a synth wave indie pop song? How would you even?
I have no idea how I would describe this.
So please write in and give us direction for the next song we should write. And maybe like a couple times a year, we will do this, like start from scratch and write a song and force ourselves to share it, finish it and share it no matter what it is. So like, even if we make something bad, we have to share it.
We're forced.
Yeah.
I like that.
I guess, so we've had an interesting few days writing this song. Do we want to say goodbye and thank you?
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you're still listening right now, I literally love you. That's commitment. And I'm so impressed. I also want to say thank you to Jonathan Nesvadba, who edited this episode and also did a little vocal tuning, which, thanks, Jonathan. You really are doing God's work. And I also want to say thank you to Human Content, who, in addition to just being really nice people, also get this podcast out into your ears. So thanks, guys.